Friday, everybody. This is Clutch Crypto with Trading Bros and Coffee in the Morning. I'm your host, and looks like we're starting to see some downside action. Will we hold the support line? Let's find out. B. Wellington, take us to the charts.
Okay, here we go. Love to. Good morning to everyone out there in YouTube land. Um, Running a little behind today, as normal. It wouldn't be a morning if we were on time.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? So here we are. Most of my shit.
We tapped. Oh, this is a daily though.
Yeah, this is. Yes, I always
I
start
was
with
like,
daily.
oh man.
Man,
Thought you might be on the 1 minute.
Nah.
Ah.
So yeah, so we've got this. We had some upside yesterday with this green candle, and then we brought it right back down. So really, we're in the same spot we were yesterday. I mean, as we're going to talk about this week. It's been the week of nothing. It's been the week of chop, which is something that we mentioned early in the week that we were just kind of chopping around. We weren't going to leave this zone, that area. There's too much liquidity here to be taken, and so. Also, these areas when they touch, they like to come back and retouch. And so we've had these big volumes. They came into the downside. The volumes kind of remained high, but hadn't gone anywhere. So again, we're right around in this area here, and kind of looking like we're going back to touch that line.
So,
That daily trend line that we have there.
so you have your other channel that you drew that we had been in, and it crosses here and comes down. Is that the bottom?
Which channel are you
Well,
talking
so right where your cursor is, if you just slightly go up a little up to and then over to the left. No.
This
Yeah,
one?
yeah. That was the old channel, the downward channel, right?
Yeah, so this was a downward trend that it broke back out of, right? So we broke out of that trend on the downside. And so we've come back and kind of gotten in line with this trend line here, right? Conceivably, we could draw another downward, line here and see that if it goes down and then breaks out of that channel. So, and this would be kind of a, a more steep downward trend line.
I wonder if this big drop that we've been anticipating for the last 2 months is about to finally happen.
It had, I mean, to a certain extent, this was the only thing to where everybody knew it was coming down. You have recency bias. So we drop, right? This is all to get rid of the shorts, drop, get rid of the shorts, drop. And then it takes out all these folks, breaks through, try to get the longs on board, and then drop. So what we would anticipate at some point is another move to the upside. But will we break this trend line first? It's going to depend on how many shorts come on board because we're not going to let the shorts, at least retail shorts, make that money. So it's going to be a matter of pumping these guys out of their positions, getting them to change their mind. And here we have this trend line here, which could indicate that, hey, we're going to move forward. So some folks have that line drawn. Like we mentioned before, some folks are going to have other lines drawn, like the one down here in red. It's dotted. But this can be considered a resistance, which kind of goes to all these peaks. So, I would anticipate that we break through and get down to this line eventually, because that's the trend that we've been going on. But it may bounce and it may chop on the way down to prevent shorts from really profiting from the move from a retail perspective. If we go to the hourly, I did draw a little bit of a smaller channel on the hourly. And as you can see, we broke through that piece of it, that channel as well. So I will get rid of that. But here we are. We've taken out this vector candle that was in here, so we will take that out of the mix as we kind of drop down even further. But again, if we do start to turn here, I would imagine that maybe we get back up to the 50, but I think we reject. But
Where's the daily open right now? It's above us.
The daily open is above, correct, and the psychological low is below us, which is where the first opening and close of half happens on Sunday, and so a lot of times when it rejects the psychological low, it may come back up to retest it, but it's significant. The other thing, it's Friday, so we're kind of at the end of the cycle as well. So all that is part of the determining factors of what we do. So Fridays are always a tricky day. Mondays and Fridays are always a tricky day, because you never know if they're going to take out some of these vectors that they set up earlier in the week, or start to set up the range for next week. But as we can see, the RSI is low. You've got these momentum waves that are coming also down as well. You don't have a huge amount. You've had pretty steady volume on the drawdown side. And so, yeah, I would anticipate maybe a little bit of a pump. If they do pump, that might be a fake pump to then bring it out. But we kind of pumped yesterday, right at that pivot point that we were talking about as well. So if we drop down into even smaller time frames, it'll give us a better idea of what's going on from that perspective.
Can you hear that?
No.
That's the washing machine. So it's washing my clothes for my bike ride tomorrow.
Oh.
I hope I can pedal that fucking fast.
You will be all right. But yeah, big weekend for you. Big weekend for crypto as well. So we have this touch. This is on a 14-minute. We have this touch. We have this other touch, which would indicate that they came back down to take out some of the stops of those guys that went long here. And so take those stops out, move back forward, come back in, almost touch it, probably come back up, and then follow back through. By the end of the session, I think we'll probably at some point take this line. Sometimes it doesn't follow all the way through. Once you come back up to get people to chase,
just shake them out, yeah,
and then come back down. So if we go to the Binance, I did special treat. I was looking at the open interest. So these are open interest on the Binance, and we have aggregated spot CVD, which is up, but as you can see in CVD futures on stablecoin, AimCoin is to the downside. But as you can see, we have price coming down and OI coming up, which would indicate that people are starting to buy the dip. If we go to the funding rate, you can see that people are starting to buy the dip, which, except for FTX, FTX is almost always a little bit.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Correct. Well, yes, of course you can ask me a question.
Are you in a long or a short?
I'm in a short.
Hey, me too. Hey, can we do a high five on the cameras?
So just for everybody listening, when we see everybody buying the dip, we short even harder because we think people are innately stupid, and hopefully doesn't offend anybody out there like we offended the longers this morning.
I know.
Hey man, if you're just admit you're wrong and move on. It's not like we've been right every time. I mean,
no,
more than them.
We're wrong sometimes too.
More than them. The only thing it doesn't matter if you're right all the time. You just got to be right more than your competitors, which are other traders in the market. And so far, so good on that, at least lately.
Hey, that's why we created this channel, to share our knowledge.
Yeah, trading is a game.
And we, like all of you, we don't think any of you guys are stupid. Just to confirm.
Well, I haven't met all of you. This is Bybit on ExoCharts. Just kind of looking at it. If you look at this chart, just as a snapshot of Bybit, longs look pretty flat, even though they're coming on board. And really shorts, I think Friday, not a lot of folks are really participating, but you see shorts have declined here. You've had some short covering, here, probably taking profits since it was on the downside. And then but longs haven't reacted too much, so maybe some of that OI is coming from some of the other exchanges. If we look at the Exo charts to kind of look at, trap traders, I mean, yeah, you don't really have a lot of trap traders down in this wick. I mean, it's possible for them to come down and break that. You're not releasing too much, and there's a lot of volume to the downside. So we'll end up seeing, I'm not seeing a lot of volume coming in from from a positive side, but I'm sure Bookmap will tell us more on that. If we go to the traditional markets that are now open, today is Friday, April 29th. We do have a lot coming out at 8:30. Maybe let me refresh this because these numbers haven't updated. But yeah, 1.4 employment cost index, that can consider to be a, I'm not even gonna guess. I don't even know what employment cost index is. Like normally, if I don't know, I'll click on it and see. But core PC price index, this looks like it's a number that is, different. You will see how the market takes it.
Employment costs. I would say that that's a deal with to deal with inflation there, huh?
I would say that, but I don't want to be wrong either. So if I don't know, I'm just going to say I don't know because it could be anything. But we've got some other data. I mean, the real news is we've got data that's coming out today, and that data can affect the market. Nominal personal income, that's increased. Nominal consumer spending, that's increased. And I wonder if that is a aspect of inflation as far as the spending is concerned, right? Because if inflation goes up, things are going to be higher. So is that increased spending? I don't know how that metric is done. Real disposable incomes fell, right? So let's just call this a negative number because the last year was 0.1. They don't have an expectation, but negative 0.4 says that real incomes are falling. That's an inflation number. And then real consumer spending is up. So spending's up, disposable income is down. Doesn't look good for the consumer. We'll see how the market reacts to that, and the market has reacted negatively. And so we are down early in the day, which again, this market's a crazy market. We were up yesterday a ton, and so some of those gains are being given back now. And here we go. Twitter, Elon Musk, it's all been in the news. We talked about Bill Gates and his big short against Tesla. All the different headlines that are out there.
There's rumors of leaked text between those two as well.
Yeah, but those texts, you never know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure there's something. Hey, I mean, I like Tesla as a brand, but I don't like Tesla as a company, if that makes any sense, because I do think that there's going to be a lot of competition for him coming from him. I do think that, he's going to have, his focus is going to be different now that he has Twitter. I do think things like, I don't think people realize, well, maybe they do, that you need natural resources in order to build a car like lithium, which is being produced, which we don't have great control over. I say we, the United States. Him as a company has to go out to these other countries, and given the geopolitical risk that we have right now, that's going to continue to grow. So he may be limited by the fact that the lithium supplies out there may be limited. All the plastics that he's using, and correct me if I'm wrong, are using oil in order to make. So, all his costs overall are going up. And we'll just see. And there's a lot of competitors that are out there, and they're not new competitors. They're competitors that are switching their model from, fossil fuel based to electric, and their budgets are much larger. They don't have as much pressure to sell cars because they are selling other cars in order to help subsidize the electric car movement. And so I think Tesla has their day's numbered. So I would agree with Bill Gates on that short. I think it's a little too early right now. But given where the market's at,
I think you can short everything right now and be okay.
Yeah. Let me retract that last statement. He's good on that. He's good on that fucking short. Anyway, that's all I got on my end.
Cool, man.
Let's see what we got on Agua.
Let's see what we got. All right. You can't see anything right now.
Black.
Let me know if you can see this. Can you see this?
I can see it.
What? This is actually running good this morning? I'm surprised.
Hell yeah.
You must have good internet connection.
It's not me. I'm right next to the internet.
Okay, all right, guys. This is High Block Capital, something we look at every day. It's the E chart with all the liquidations. As you can see, this area that we spoke about yesterday having a gap, they filled it up. Imagine that. There is a really nice $53 million short liquidation up here at 29.35. Will we get up there today to retrieve that before we come down to the downside? That's definitely a possibility because we won't be breaking this peak up here at 29.74, which is where we got to the top up yesterday. But as you can see, we still have a bunch of long liquidations right below us, and we have the big one that's around $100 million. So which one are they going to go to first? I'm not sure, but the $100 million is 28.31, which we got pretty close to that while ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, we were starting getting down.
However, we didn't take it out, and we're kind of hovering around. So let's pay close attention to 28.31, and then also right around here 29.48. We break 29.48. We need to pay real close attention to not breaking 29.80. If we do break 29.80, I would expect higher prices. We break these peaks up here at 30.18. We may be on a ride to the upside. So those are kind of key areas to pay attention to today. Let's see what Bookmap has in store for us. Slide you over here so you can see all of this. As you can see, we're roughly about neutral. We have 9,000 orders down here at 2,800, which is right around that trend line that you had drawn on your deal. So there's a lot of people planning to go long right off of that line, just like you talked about, man. We have the VWAP that's right above us. It's hovering in the 29 to 28.90 range, and it looks like we're on our way to go touch that. Looking at a little bit larger picture, so we have on here 25.50 all the way to 3,200. So we got about a $700 price range right here, and as you can see, we don't have very many orders to this upside right here, guys. We have 2,800, which has a huge stack of orders, and then we don't see another huge stack of orders down there to 2,600.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Let's clear
so
this bitch out so we can do something.
So when we get to this 2,800, guys, pay really close attention, because if we're gonna have a significant drop and take out all these people right here that are trying to go long on that trend line based on TNA. I've seen them do it before. We'll see them do it again. Is today going to be the day? I don't know. But they will take this and they will not stop. They will drop the hammer. This may be another really good drop. We've been getting back into CME territory, opening the week.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about CME. Are we good on CME or what?
Right. Yeah. This time last year, False Move Monday, dude. Like, it was a guarantee that Sunday night before the Monday Open, we see some like 8% drops and in one move.
It was crazy.
Hey man, you remember when we used to get caught on the wrong side of that and we fucking stay up all night long like, oh god, I hope we get out of this shit.
Feeding the baby.
Yeah, man.
Baby.
So guys, 2,800. This is a critical area. Pay close attention to it when we get to it. We may get to it today. We may not get to it today. But I definitely think that it's inbound, and it's probably inbound soon. Definitely within it doesn't happen today. I think early next week, Monday, Tuesday, we're going to see 2,800 again for sure. That's all I got.
You said 2,800. I mean, we're only $17. So
well, no, like so
2,600 is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But like They may kind of just move this up to keep these orders from getting filled today. It may be.
They may. But look, if the shorts don't react, look, it's like a football game. The shorts aren't reacting. And it doesn't look like they are, depending, based on the funding rate, based upon what we're seeing on the net shorts, based upon what we saw on OI and Coin Analyze, its prices going, prices going down, and people are buying that dip.
Right.
People are going long in that trend line. Now, we could say, okay, well, they get those folks on board so they can continue to build OI. I mean, we looked at OI. OI is like, maybe we didn't look at what the total OI is. Ooh, we're at 6.7 billion in OI, which we haven't.
We were down. We were down. We were at 7 billion yesterday.
Yeah, we haven't been at below 7 billion in a while. So they may try to build up some additional.
I mean, what's the lowest we've ever seen it?
I couldn't even tell you because when we first started
Four,
off,
4 or 5 billion, right?
we started off. Yeah, we started off in a kind of a bull. You know what? We weren't looking at this. Remember when it hit like ETH was under 2,000, Bitcoin hit under 29.
Oh, we had that big wick that took
Yeah.
on the weekend.
Yeah.
It got me for 15K that day.
Miners and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
so that's what we got today, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, you look here, orders are trying to stack up high to the downside. So, again, pay close attention to what happens when we get to 2,800. If we keep going down, we're going to be going down. If we have a nice bounce off of that, because that's going to be the bounce off the trend channel, then we might keep ranging and maybe have some upside potential. But right now, everything looks like it's going to be head to the downside pretty quick. Everyone have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place.